So this just in, I don't know why I started it like I'm an actual news reporter, but I guess I'm a comic book news reporter. This just in, Henry Cavill has been fired as Superman once again. After we just got him back, after he just announced his return to the character, he has been fired again because James Gunn is doing a full reboot, I guess, and things are just kind of confusing. Like Aquaman, Wonder Woman, all those movies, they're gonna get canceled, and James Gunn is gonna be writing a brand new Superman movie with, and I guess everything's done. Everything about the old DCEU is over, and I hear Ben Affleck might want to direct a DC movie, which yeah, he was gonna direct Batman, but then that fell through and now he's going to direct something else. Like it's really weird, like I've always said that we need a reboot. So I'm not that upset. I'm upset about Henry Cavill, you know. But here's the thing, like if the DCEU was going to stay the way it was, then Henry Cavill should be Superman, but since it is a fresh start, then you know, get someone new, I guess. It's still a little heartbreaking and just overall very confusing. Anyway, so welcome to The Pull List, a weekly comic book podcast where we talk about new releases and comic book news. And that was all the news I wanted to talk about, all the Henry Cavill DC stuff. Uh, the all that news came out a little while ago, so I'm talking about it here. But anyway, there are a couple books that came out this week that I really wanted to talk about. Mostly all of them are DC. Actually, all the new books that I did pick up are DC, but I did get two books from last week that my comic book store didn't have, and I picked them up this week. And I'll briefly go through them. And so the first book I want to talk about is The Amazing Spider-Man number 15, which is a dark web tie, and this book is $3.99, written by Zeb Wells and drawn by Ed McGuinness, I think. Yeah, I did not like this book. This book, I have not liked really any of the Zeb Wells Spider-Man run, and then Dark Web happened, and I was like, oh, it seems kind of fun. Maybe it'll be cool. This tie-in was really bad. I did not enjoy it at all. Uh, it's just Spider-Man fighting Venom, or Spider-Man fighting Ben Riley, and then fighting Venom, and it's just like, okay, why are we even doing this? What's the point of doing all of this? I don't get it. I don't understand why they're doing Inferno again and why Spider-Man is tied into it. It doesn't feel right. It feels like they just wanted to make more money and they decided, "Hey, let's have Spider-Man and the X-Men crossover." And that's exactly what they're doing. There's no good reason to do it. Um yeah, I know. It's kind of a brutal way to just start the show and just completely hate on this one book, but don't worry, it won't be the last one. So, no, I'm kidding. I feel like mostly everything I read this week was pretty good, but that one I just had to let out that frustration. The next book I'm going to talk about is Deadpool number 2. This book is $3.99 and it's written by Alyssa Wong and drawn by Martin Kokolo? Martin Kokolo. Yeah, I really enjoyed the first issue. I'm not a big Deadpool fan, but I really enjoyed the first issue. It has Deadpool going after Doctor Octopus when he is stopped, or well, more like kidnapped by the Harrower, who plants a little bit of the Carnage symbiote in Deadpool. So now we get to see Deadpool with the Carnage symbiote growing out of him as he's trying to kill Doc Ock. This issue was fine. It was fun. It was enjoyable. I thought the art was decent. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was a little sloppy, but overall the main story and everything, it's enjoyable. I don't know if I'm going to keep reading it though. It's just I don't know. It kind of seems like the weakest link of everything I'm reading, but I would recommend it if you are a Deadpool fan and maybe a Carnage and Doctor Octopus fan, whatever. It was fine. I might give it one more issue, see where it goes, but overall, it was just fine. Now on to the books that came out this week. We're going to start off strong with Nightwing number 99 by Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo. This book is $3.99, and oh my god, this book continues to just be phenomenal. It's always just so good. And all I ever do is just gush about this book, but I have to. I have to. It's just so good. It's so good. It's so enjoyable. The artwork is amazing. Tony Zuko comes back in this issue, and if you haven't been keeping up with Nightwing, Nightwing is introduced to this character named Melinda Zuko, who you think is Tony Zuko's daughter, but turns out to actually be John Grayson's daughter and is Nightwing's sister, and she's also the mayor. It's a crazy ride, and I definitely recommend you reading it, or you two read it. Yeah, all around, I recommend this book 100%. I recommend the entire series. So if you haven't been reading it, go pick up the hardcover first volume. Pick up everything. It's you won't be let down. It's really fun. So the next book we're going to talk about is Deceased: War of the Undead Gods #5. This book is $3.99 and it's written by who's it written by? It's also written by Tom Taylor and drawn by Trevor Hairsine. And this issue was good. It was good. I really loved Deceased. I love the first Deceased. I really enjoyed the second Deceased. And this one, it's good. It's good. It's not as great as the other two so far. There's only a couple issues left, and I'm really wondering what's gonna happen. It seems like there's a lot to do with Supergirl and Brainiac and also these undead gods, and I feel like we haven't really been seeing too much. But this issue was fun. Mr. Mxyzptlk joins the crew, and he gets corrupted by the anti-life equation. You get to see Supergirl and Darkseid with a yellow lantern ring, and so that's pretty cool. And you also get a lot of the Green Lanterns and Kilowog, and it's fun. It is a fun issue. But I don't think it's the strongest issue out of all of these so far. But I do still recommend it. It is $3.99. I feel like the issues have been $4.99 though. I don't know. Maybe this one's just cheaper, but it's still good. The artwork, Trevor Hairsine does not disappoint. The art in this book, phenomenal. Phenomenal. So good. I definitely recommend the other 2 volumes of Deceased and Deceased Dead Planet, the sequel was, I think. Yeah, Dead Planet. Not to be confused with Wonder Woman Dead Earth, which I've been confusing both of them for no reason at all. But I definitely recommend Deceased: War of the Undead Gods. It was fun. It was fine. I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep reading it. We're almost at the end. So, yeah, I want to see how this wraps up. Now, speaking of wrapping up, Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths #7 just came out, and this book was $5.99. I had to look at the price really quick. This book was $5.99, written by Joshua Williamson with art by Rafa Sandoval. Has he been drawing this book the whole time? I thought it was someone else. Anyway, the art in this book is great. The art's really good. The story, well, here's the thing. Okay, this is the end. This is the final issue. This is the dawn of the DCU. That's what they're calling it. This is the first step. It's like another reboot, kind of. But, like, not like a full reboot, but just, I don't know. Just, it's gonna go somewhere. It's gonna go somewhere. It always goes somewhere. And this is a big Nightwing issue. I love that Nightwing is, like, everything's coming up Nightwing. You know, it's Nightwing's time to shine, and he shines in this. Him and Deathstroke, they're always at each other's throats, and here, you know, they fight, and it was really cool. But I feel like this book just kind of sizzled out. Like, it's been pretty epic so far, and I don't think it's been great, but I really was disappointed and let down with this issue. I thought it was really cool, and it was good, and you get to see crazy Deathstroke fight Black Adam, and it's really cool. But then they just kind of end it. It just kind of ends and sets up what's coming, you know? And that's kind of sad and very disappointing. But, like, you know, if you are reading Dark Crisis, definitely read this. It is the conclusion. You're going to want to see how it all wraps up. But if you haven't read Dark Crisis, I'm honestly going to say, hey, you could skip it. It's just okay. It's not the best Crisis, if any of them are good. I actually like Infinite Crisis. I like Infinite Crisis. I like Crisis on Infinite Earths. There are some good crises, but this one is just not one of the best. So you could skip it or wait for the trade paperback or hardcover if you do want to know what's going on, because it will set up what is coming, like the new Superman run, the new Green Arrow and Batman and Lazarus Planet and everything. A lot is going on. It's going to be crazy. Oh, I also had one more book, Titans United Blood Pact #4. I actually didn't pick this one up. I totally just forgot about it while I was in the store. So, yeah, sorry. Maybe I'll pick it up next week. This series so far is fine. It's probably one I'm just going to let go anyway. But yeah, so out of everything I read, I do not recommend The Amazing Spider-Man 15. I don't know. I do recommend Deadpool, but I'm probably not going to keep reading it. I recommend Deceased. I recommend Nightwing. And I hesitantly recommend Dark Crisis. So let's take a look. Let's take a little peek at what's coming out next week, what I think you should be reading and looking out for. And of course, the first thing is Action Comics number 1050. This book's going to be $5.99, written by Tom Taylor, Joshua Williamson, and Philip Kennedy Johnson, with art by Clayton Henry. That's a lot of writers on this book. That's kind of crazy. And since it's $5.99, it's probably going to be quite a hefty book. But I'm excited about that. Next book is Jon Stewart, The Emerald Knight #1. This book is also $5.99, with it's being written by Jeffrey Thorne and art by Marco Santucci. I'm very excited about this one. I love Jon Stewart. I think it's going to be very cool. She-Hulk #9. She-Hulk has been a great book. It has been so much fun. Just so much fun. If you like She-Hulk, you should be reading this. It's $3.99. She-Hulk #9 is, and it's written by Rainbow Rowell and art by Takeshi Miyazaki. I'm so sorry, but the art is great. Everything about the book is great. Definitely recommend it. Oh, great! We also got The Amazing Spider-Man #16 coming in at $3.99. I can't recommend it, but I'm still going to read it, and I'm still going to talk about it. So, you will see it next week. And the last thing I'm going to recommend is Extreme X-Men #2, written by Chris Claremont, drawn by Salvador Larroca. Yeah, issue 1 was fun. I'll see where this goes. But, yeah, so that is everything. That book is $3.99. I don't remember if I said that. But you know what? Before I go, I do actually want to dive into some of the new series and new creative teams that DC is going to have in their new Dawn of DC. There is a lot of great new stories, new characters. Well, not new characters, but characters that I think have been sidelined forever by DC. Because, like, you go to the comic book store and there's like 40 different Batman titles and not a single Green Arrow title, you know? And with the Dawn of DC, DC's kind of learning, hey, these other characters like Shazam and Hal Jordan, where has Hal Jordan been? Like, he was in Dark Crisis, but he hasn't had his own run since, like, Grant Morrison's run. So I want to go over a few of the books that I'm excited to read, and I have a list here. I doubt this is all of them. This is just the ones so far. So, of course, we do have Superman, all the Superman stuff. I think Superman and Action Comics and a new Superboy run. Tom Taylor, Philip Kennedy Johnson, they're going to be attached to that. Really great. I'm super excited. I don't know who the artists are going to be, but they're probably going to get someone really great. One of my most anticipated runs is Unstoppable Doom Patrol. I can't believe they're doing another Doom Patrol run. I love Gerard Way's Doom Patrol. I love Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol. If you like the Doom Patrol show, definitely check this book out. It looks really cool. The art I've seen from it looks phenomenal. It looks so good. I'm so excited. Next is Superboy Man of Tomorrow by Kenny Porter. This looks really cool. I love Superboy. I love Connor. And I can't really talk much about what this is going to be about, or really what any of these are going to be about, but I am very excited for Superboy Man of Tomorrow. It says Green Lantern Hal Jordan and Green Lantern Jon Stewart. And that's awesome. You know, I'm so happy Jon Stewart is getting some love. Jon Stewart's my favorite Green Lantern. I loved him in Justice League, the animated series. So I'm super excited to read both of these. Green Arrow by Joshua Williamson. They set up something for Green Arrow at the end of Dark Crisis, and I love Green Arrow. You know, I can't wait to finally go to the comic book store and pick up a new Green Arrow series again. Like, where has he been? Where is, like, all these characters been, to be honest? Like, they have been so sidelined by Batman, and it's been just crazy. But speaking of Batman, we have Batman the Brave and the Bold, and looks like the team is Tom King, Mitch Gerads, and just a bunch of other writers and artists, I guess. It might be like an anthology series. That's very cool. Again, I don't know what it's going to be about, but I'm super excited. I'm definitely going to pick it up. Looks like we got a new Cyborg book and a new Shazam book. Oh, Shazam by Mark Waid and Dan Mora. Oh, man. That is an awesome, awesome team. I'm pretty sure they're both doing the World's Finest book right now. I'm not reading that. I wish I was. I'm just gonna pick up the first trade or hardcover when it comes out. But yeah, they're a great team. Dan Mora's art is spectacular. If you've read Klaus or Claus, then his art's great. Looks like we got a Penguin book. That's kind of cool. What? By Tom King. Oswald Cobblepot forced back into organized crime by the U.S. government? That sounds cool. Okay, I'll read that. We got a book called Steelworks by... Oh, the creative team is unannounced, but both John Henry Irons and his niece Natasha will be in the book. Yeah, that's very cool. So yeah, it looks like that's everything that's been announced so far. I'm very excited. Let me know if you guys are excited, what you guys are most excited for. And I think that just about wraps up everything. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And wait till next Sunday where we talk about the releases of this upcoming week and probably more crazy news. Hopefully James Gunn doesn't blow up the internet again, but we'll see. So thank you all so much for watching. Check out our other podcast, Off the Shelf. And yeah, I will see you guys next week.